Well, first of all, I believe, number one, that Donald Trump is the best thing that ever happened to the um, presidency of the United States, the White House. People don't realize that the White House has all these rules um, that were put in there by the fight between the two parties. Okay, and these rules are just bogus. Okay, and instead of hating on Trump, you need to check with your Senate and your Congress and your Supreme Court, because Trump has only done what he's allowed to do. And because he went to the extreme of what he's allowed to do, which he's allowed to do, that does not mean he wasn't allowed to do it. Okay? You hating on Trump because he did what, that's just like a teacher in school, sending people home from school for cussing. Or, suspending, everybody that opens up their mouth and says something, says the F word to the teacher or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't have to suspend all these people from school. But she's allowed to do that. Okay? That'd be like a cop, okay, arresting you for insubordination. A cop pull you over. You get smart with the cop decide to arrest you. How many cops do that? Not that many, but they're allowed to. They're allowed to either fine you or arrest you for insubordination. Trump has done the extreme of what he is allowed to do. If he wasn't allowed to do it, they would have never let him in the office in the first place, because he said he was going to do it. And that's why everybody voted for him. They should have shut him down when he said he was going to do it, because he did what he said he was going to do, number one, and people hate him for it. Let me tell you why people hate him for it. Because they don't want a change in the office. A change in the office makes us think morally. A change in the office makes us think that, and I know when I argue with people, like, on a job and stuff about Trump, their problem is not, we're not there to argue. If people pick arguments with you, especially black people, they pick arguments with black people and try to fight with other black people because they're Trump supporters and they don't even know anything about politics. And this is why they attack Trump supporters, because they don't know anything about politics. And lastly, I really believe that, I know a little bit about politics, but most black people I know, they want to get up in my face and hate on a Trump supporter and talk about putting on shirts to say dump Trump, F Trump, okay? They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing, okay? I know a little bit, okay? I know enough to know that I don't want to vote Democrat ever again in my life. It ain't about Trump. It's about your party, the Democratic Party. Trump has done a good job of representing the Republicans of what they always wanted to do. Obama took it to the immoral extreme. Like Trump said, he took it to the immoral extreme with that whole gay marriage BS. Okay, you don't need to take something to that extreme, knowing that this was a Christian nation, or that this has tried to be a Christian nation from the beginning. Okay, you don't need to take something to that extreme. Okay, there's enough other places in the world for you to go for that nonsense. Okay, but he took it to that extreme. Trump's doing the opposite. He's taking it to the Republican extreme. You got two extremes there. Okay. One is immoral and violent, and the other one is going back in time and trying to put America back where it was, minus slavery and all that kind of stuff. And I believe that with all my heart. Lastly, okay, Joe Biden is a puppet. Joe Biden is not even all there. Joe Biden, they are putting Joe Biden up there. They got Barack Obama, who is done. What's he even, you gonna come back, okay, like a dad trying to get his child in the office. He gonna come back and try to help Biden. You know what I'm saying? And I see the whole Democratic, satanic, liberal movement there. With these people who stepped out of office, these people who lost, these people who, just never really cared except for that one narrative. Obama was a puppet himself. But I gotta admit, Obama did have some of himself in the office when he was in there. And it was non-American, okay? But that's another video. But it was a lot of non-American crap that Obama was trying to feed us. But, okay, that's why they investigated his birth certificate and all that stuff, because he was coming at us from a non-American standpoint. He was trying to raise everybody else. Trying to raise, the Islamic nations, and trying to raise, China and other places, okay? But yet it's wrong for Trump to have a private conversation on the phone with Russia. Like that's not part of the office. That's part of the office if you didn't know. He's allowed to do that, okay? But, all these things, and these Democrats have an agenda, and it's not about taxes. It's not about health care. That just bounced. Every president, whether Republican or Democrat, is bouncing back around. They're just bouncing the ball back and forth on that. It's about the moral issue. I'm telling you. I was teaching this young 20-year-old young man the other day. It's about the moral issue. It's not about your taxes and your health care and all that bullcrap. Okay, that's important. Okay, yes, you better not take my Social Security. If you take my Social Security, I just want to know what you're replacing it with. But, and it's not Trump that wants to take your Social Security, it's Biden. Okay? You can listen to these rallies and not just go to them. Okay? But anyway, these Democrats have an agenda. Okay? And the agenda is bigger than, like I said, money. It's bigger than Joe Biden. It's bigger than Barack Obama. Okay? It's bigger than Trump. It's bigger than that. The agenda is to turn this country and make it like other countries. Okay? And the irony is that you think that you can hold on to your lordship, okay? Somewhere in there you're trying to make other countries a slave to this one as well. Trump ain't trying to make other countries a slave to this one. But he's trying to make other countries respect the fact that this is a country just like they're a country. This is not just a open democracy bathroom where everybody can come in here and do what they want. For example, okay, if this was founded on Protestants, on Protestant people, if most of the presidents that started this nation were Protestant, why would we have more mosques than churches? Just for an example. How much Islam is going to run in this country if it's a Protestant nation? Duh. Okay? See what I'm saying? And if white people were the slave traders of this country, and if white people, okay, were the people with all the money in this country in the beginning. Why would we want more than a simple apology and want to just change the treatment of the immigrants and the minorities in this country? Why would we want to destroy white people and tear white people down? But Biden ain't trying to be destroyed. Only the rich people in this country, the rich people in this country will continue to be rich, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the Democratic rich people in this country will continue to be rich too. Because you talking about free this and free this and free that, that's not going to stop you from being rich. You're getting paid to say free stuff. Why? Because it's communist. It's socialism. That's what that's all about. Okay? They're trying to dilute our country to the point where only certain people can be rich. Okay? Where the country itself is under the control of one entrepreneur instead of us being a country full of entrepreneurs, okay, like we are right now. They keep trying to change our right. People come from other countries to get rich in this country and to enjoy. Some of the people love our culture and they love what we have to offer in this country. But then you have the flip side of that, of people that want to come over here and change our country. You put a little bit of money in their pocket and let them assemble in a huddle, then all of a sudden they want to turn this into a Muslim country, or they want to talk about Spanish segregation, or they want to talk about, bringing everybody, getting rid of the wall and bringing everybody over here like, Spain, or Mexico has a right to this country at its free will, like this country owes everybody. And it does not owe everybody. It might owe an apology to somebody, but it does not owe everybody. This whole thing is bigger than Donald Trump. It's bigger than Biden. It's bigger than Obama. It's bigger than black people. Black people are not the issue. Immigrants are not the issue. You know what the issue is? Satanism. You know what the issue is? Witchcraft. You know what the issue is? Liberalism, where everybody does whatever they want. There's no rules for the LGBTQ community. Whatever rules there are, they'll break them by this coming election or the next time a Democrat is in the office. They'll break them. Whatever rules there are for, the social justice warriors, all the different groups out there, Black Lives Matter, whatever rules are out there, there's no rules for them from the jump. They were able to break the laws of the coronavirus that were recently made overnight anyway. Okay? They broke the laws of citizenship. They broke the laws of, nonviolence and peaceful protesting and all this stuff. They broke these laws. They broke them. And you keep sitting there justifying this mess. Okay, let's say this was a black nation. Would you want white people running around here protesting and pulling down statues and all that? Put yourself in their shoes, since you think that you're not an American, since you think that you're not being treated equally. Put yourself in their shoes. If this was a black nation, would you give up anything? Would you give up your blackness? If this was a black nation, would you give up your blackness? Would you give up your richness? Would you give up your farming, your cattle, your ownership of all these different things? Would you give up your culture? Would you go back in time and say, "Oh, we won the war, now we got to apologize for it," and break some kind of code and dilute ourselves, okay? Because we won the war. We fought to get this nation and we got it. Or we manipulated another country to get this nation long moons ago. And now we have to apologize for it. I mean, come on, you wouldn't do it if the shoe was on the other foot, all you blacks and immigrants. You would not do it any different. You might kill people instead of enslave them. Okay, you might be killing and raping people and deporting people, but you wouldn't give up your power, your rights, your freedom, your seniority, your sovereignty, or any of that. And that's what the Democratic Party is encouraging. Although these white Democrats are just as white as they as white as the KKK. They as white as white nationalists. But to get your vote, they're willing to act like they're on your side when they're not. They are the ones. There was no party switch. They are the ones that want to hold you down and make slaves out of you. DeRoy Cruz, your life applications officer. I'm getting ready to get out of here and go vote. Okay? Look, they've already said that there's going to be violence and stuff for voting. It may happen, it may not. Come on, people, use your head. Use your head. Okay, even if Biden wins, I want you to know he won because of the wickedness that is in front of him. Nobody in all these presidents has done better with taxes and health care. This is all just a poster to get you off the true subject. The real subject, like I told a young man, is a moral issue in this country. Remember that. It's all about the moral issues in this country. The moral issues are what's killing us, and the moral issues are what's benefiting us. Okay? Look, and lastly, it's also about control of your wealth, your money. Whether you have wealth or not, you deserve the right, regardless of what color of skin you are, you deserve the right to bear arms. You deserve the right to have the opportunity to have just as much wealth as Donald Trump, or just as much wealth as Bill Gates, or any of them. Okay? You have the right to have the opportunity. The opportunity is out there for you to do it. But see, with this democratic belief system, the opportunity is taken away from you. This is why, and Donald Trump sees this. This is why he is strongly against, okay, the Democratic Party, because he knows the Democratic Party will attack the entrepreneurs and the independent business owners. I just started as an IBO, okay? And I know that it's democratic to keep on investigating everybody that makes money and trying to take down their free enterprise, okay? All right, that's democratic. That's not Republican, okay? So, and Donald Trump understands this. He understands this. And when I heard today, even on a Biden video, that Donald Trump is looking out for the blue-collar workers, well, praise the Lord. Because the blue-collar workers are people that are out there actually working. Donald Trump understands that no matter how wealthy we increase this country, and no matter what we do to make stuff free or whatever, there will always be people that have to work with their hands in order to have money, business, and family income, and to support their families. Okay? You cannot get rid of our blue-collar workers. Okay? You cannot get rid of those that do service. You cannot defund the police. You cannot defund people that work hard and do service, okay? And even the factoring and manufacturing, you cannot, okay? Donald Trump understands this, okay? And he knows that they're going to be among us, and I'm already seeing when Obama was in office. I noticed how they took certain factories and turned them into 100% robots. They went from hundreds of people working there to just one person in one department monitoring the robots and making sure the robots do their job. Come on, people. The Democratic Party ain't done nothing but sit there and keep you voting for it, but it hasn't really done anything morally or spiritually or family-wise for you. It's the Republican Party that keeps us making America great again and again and again and again with every new Republican president. But Donald Trump will go on my wall as the best Republican president that I've ever endured, that I've ever had, that I've ever bragged about. Okay, I bragged for Bush. Yes, he did let me down on some things. But President Trump, okay, I'm learning from him. I'm not only supporting him, I'm learning from him. I'm learning from him. His rallies teach me how America has been working, and I didn't see it on a good side and on a negative side. Dear Recruit Your Life Applications Officer, vote for Trump 2021, baby. God bless you. Have a great evening.